this afternoon on the eve of the Feast of the Holy Cross to ordain Sharon to the Sacred Order of Priests, to make her a presbyter, not an elder by age, but surely an elder by wisdom. But in any event, an elder by ordination. We're going to make her a presbyter in the household of God. Sisters and brothers, it is difficult to imagine a better day on which to do this. The Feast of the Holy Cross is a particularly good day for an ordination, it seems, because one hopes that few things are closer to the hearts of our presbyters, our elders, than the cross of Jesus. Surely it can be said among us that for our priests, if not for the whole church, that the hard wood of the cross, the hard wood of the cross, is one of the essential lenses through which we see reality, both its tragedy and its triumph. It is a good day in particular for Sharon's ordination to the priestly vocation. Now, most of you are aware that Sharon cut her ecclesiastical teeth as a Lutheran. And try as she may, I don't expect that she will ever be able to fully empty herself of Dr. Luther's theology of the cross. In fact, just a little bit of seasoning from time to time from Luther's deeply Catholic yet vibrantly evangelical theology of the cross would do most of us Episcopalians good. This is also a good day for an ordination, because it is a celebration not just of Sharon and her ministry, but the ministry of the whole church. And it reminds us that that whole church, laypersons, bishops, priests, and deacons, that the ministry we all share is before all else a way of life. Live each and every moment within sight of the cross of Jesus. So it's a good day to be doing what we're doing. I sincerely hope and pray that by receiving the Holy Order of Priest on this day, Sharon will be inspired, instructed, comforted, and empowered for the ministry among us that God is giving her today. And Sharon, that is perhaps the first reflection for your contemplation, that what you receive today is a gift. You have no right to it, and you have not earned it. The sacrament of holy orders is a gift. Always has been, and God bless us, it always will be. Now, Sharon, there are a few things I want to say to you about the priesthood that arise from the readings that the church assigns to the Feast of the Holy Cross. The epistle to the Philippians is, in some sense, St. Paul's executive summary of all that he's been trying to preach and teach. Today's reading is a hymn that sets forth the mind of Christ that is to be in you and in us. St. Paul says that Christ emptied himself, taking the form of a servant. Emptied himself. I suspect, Sharon, that word, that image engenders in you some sort of gut-level response. I hope it does. As you return day after day, year after year, to the vows and promises of your ordination, I hope those words become for you something like a mantra in centering prayer, a connecting link, some sort of focus adjuster for your priesthood. In your priesthood, emptying yourself may be best understood as making room. It's not about emptying yourself of your energy and enthusiasm, being dour. It's not about emptying yourself of love or compassion or good ideas or old ways of thinking. Emptying yourself is about making room for Christ. It's about being attentive to that deep place within you that only God can fill. Emptying yourself so that all that you accomplish, all the good things you do already and are going to do more of, and all the people you love, and all the sermons you preach, and all the teaching, and all the success in ministry that comes your way, is really about the glory of the Lord Christ working in you more than you can ask or imagine, because you have made room for Him. Sharon, a little later in the hymn, St. Paul reminds us that Jesus was obedient unto death, even death on the cross. Now that's an important little detail, Sharon, and it's particularly important on your ordination day. Because St. Paul, it seems to me, is not being casual here. It's not about being obedient. It's not even about being obedient unto death. It's about a particular kind of obedience unto death. Even death on a cross. Now remember, Sharon, that the cross was more than an instrument of torture and a means of capital punishment. The cross was a sign of imperial power. St. Paul's point here in Philippians is that Jesus did not just die, but Jesus died on the cross. Jesus was crucified by the imperial power of his day because he advocated a new way of life, a different vision of reality. Jesus dared to see a new world. And the parameters of that new world unsettled the imperial status quo. It was a cross, Sharon, so that it would be clear to those who witnessed it that the death of Jesus would destroy the dominance of the wisdom of this world. This is important for you to remember, because from this day on, for the rest of your life, you're going to be a preacher. To preach Christ crucified and the power of His resurrection. That means, Sharon, that you are to preach and to live the vision of Jesus, not the wisdom of this world. Now, that sort of thing got Jesus into trouble. And if you are faithful to Jesus' vision, you can pretty well count on the fact that it's going to get you in trouble too. And not just once or twice, but over and over and over and over. But dear friends,